Your tip beats those creep.
Hello mga mommies! So today I am going to talk to you about gestational diabetes. Hello mga mommies! So today I am going to talk to you about gestational diabetes. So it sounds cool, but it isn't really cool. It is something that we should worry about, and it is something that we should prevent from getting worse and do some action so that we can avoid things to happen in the future, especially when we are giving birth and we don't want to also to affect our baby, right? So the reason why I'm going to discuss to you about this one, it is because I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. It is my first pregnancy and I actually don't know what to do. So how did I know that I do have a gestational diabetes? On my 28th week, I visit my doctor, and the doctor told me that I have to do some tests for the urine and also blood extraction. So she gave me like a recommendation letter that I have to go to a clinic or a lab, and then she informed me that I have to do fasting, which should be 8 to 9 hours, not more than that, and that should be less. Within the span of 8 to 9 hours, I should have not eaten or drink anything, so I should be clean. I mean, I'm clean, charot. But the thing is, I should not take in anything within that span of hours, 8 to 9 hours, because if I do more than that, it will come out as a normal thing in the test. It's because the reason why I come out to that question to my doctor, it is because during that time that I visited her, it was Ramadan and I am doing fasting even if I am pregnant. And I told her, can I do the test right now? I am fasting, but she told me that it should not be more than 9 hours, and it was 13 hours already that time. So anyways, she sent me to the clinic or the lab the next day. I didn't eat and drink within 9 hours, and I came to that, and that test is called GTT, or the glucose tolerance test. What you're going to do with that one, glucose tolerance test, is most of the time it will be recommended to by your OB/GYN around 24 to 28 weeks. Most of the time, if you do have like previous diabetes, or your family had a diabetes before, and they see that before you get pregnant you also had diabetes, they are going to send you for a GTT before 24th week, because you will be considered in high risk. Okay, so GTT for us, it is actually paid by our insurance, thank God. I think it will be expensive. Anyways, this GTT, what I did is I went to that lab and I collected the urine sample. It is full vial, and then they extracted the blood from me. And before they extracted blood from you guys, they are going to tell you if it's okay for you to stay in the clinic for 3 hours. It is because once that they extracted the blood, they need to extract another blood sample after an hour. So what they did to me is that they extracted the first blood sample, and then they give me a juice. It's dextrose, like, you know, the blood sugar. I took that juice, and then I waited for an hour, and then after that they extracted a new blood sample, and then I waited another hour for them to extract another blood sample. So it is 3 blood sample, and as far as I can remember, it is 4 vial, 2 for the first one small and 1 big, and then 2 big for the second and third one. But anyways, it's not scary. I'm not scared with that one, at least, diba? So anyways, let's go back to gestational diabetes. What is gestational diabetes? So because after the exam I don't have any time to visit the doctor, and I asked her if it's necessary for me to visit her so she can prescribe like a medicine, but she told me it's not really necessary. I just need to do proper diet, just less sugar intake and less carbs. I have to do exercise and be active. So that's what she told me. So what I did for myself, I did some research. I checked Google, I checked anything so that I can learn what is gestational diabetes. So what is gestational diabetes? Normally, when we are pregnant, when the woman is pregnant, yung placenta natin, it is excreting, or it is producing hormones that can cause glucose to build up in our bloodstream, or in our blood. Usually pancreas is actually sending enough insulin to handle that sugar, to handle the sugar content in our blood. But the thing is, when we are pregnant, there are times, or most of the time, our body is not getting or making enough insulin, or it can also stop absorbing or using the insulin that our pancreas is secreting for our body. So that is what's happening. So in glucose or gestational diabetes, there is two types. The first type is called A1. They are the people like me na I don't need to take any medication or oral medication or maybe insulin injection para ma-resolve yung problem ko or para I can handle or manage my gestational diabetes. So we can just do the proper diet, do some exercise, check the blood sugar, less sugar intake, less carbs. So that's what we can do for the A1 type. Then A2 type, those are the people that I can consider a little bit high risk because they need to take the insulin injection, and also they have to take the what do you call that? Oral medication na ipa-prescribe sa kanila ng doctor. Like my friend, she did took oral medication kasi she was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. But the good thing with gestational diabetes is that it can go away, or it can go away right after your pregnancy. But the thing is, it can also affect your birth. When you are giving birth, it can also like do something like you can also have some complications when giving birth, or you cannot make it to the normal delivery. Kailangan nyo talagang C-section or cesarean section. Those are the risk of the gestational diabetes. Plus, not just the baby nyo and also to the delivery, but also you are having like a bigger tendency or a higher tendency to have a type 2 diabetes, and we don't want that to happen, right? So although the gestational diabetes will leave you after you give birth, we don't want ourselves as a mom to experience or to have this type 2 diabetes, because I know for myself kasi my mom has diabetes and it's so hard to eat kasi sobrang dami ng mga bawal, yung mga gusto mong kainin, you cannot just eat it. So, mahirap. Okay, so according to my research, most likely when a pregnant woman is having a diabetes, or yung mga more chances of winning, more chances to have a gestational diabetes are those who were overweight before pregnancy. I am not overweight. Actually, I lose weight before my pregnancy. I lose tons talaga. Parang ang dami kong na-lose na weight talaga. That's why siguro I'm capable of becoming pregnant kasi nag-lose talaga ako ng so much weight. I stay healthy. And then, if you're Asian, Hispanic, or Native American, or African American, if you don't have like a, what do you call this blood? Like a white people's blood, something like that, we are more likely to have gestational or suffer from gestational diabetes. If yung family member mo din has diabetes like my mom, so that's why maybe madali akong magkaroon ng diabetes kasi yung insulin ko is hindi ganun kaano dahil my mom has. Not sure actually, but I don't have. And what else? If you do have high blood pressure, I don't have high blood pressure. And then, okay, it says here gestational diabetes treatment. Check your blood sugar levels 4 or more times a day. Check your urine ketones, chemicals that mean that your diabetes isn't under control. Eat healthy diet, make exercise a habit. Checking your urine ketones, I don't know how to do that, but I think that I can only do is to check my blood sugar levels most of the time, like maybe before I eat, right after I eat, and after 2 hours I eat, just to make sure that I am maintaining my blood sugar levels. And then I also need to eat healthy, prevent white rice and some sugars. Although sugars, I don't have a sweet tooth, so that na parang it will be harder for me to stay away from sugar. And thank God, kasi hindi naman ako ganon. Ayun lang. And exercise, make exercise a habit. Right now, I think in 3 or 4 days ago, I'm doing some exercise like stretching, like the cardio, or like Zumba for pregnant. And I can link the YouTube in the description box so that you can see na pregnant, then they are also pregnant, the one who's doing the Zumba, and it's fun. It's only 15 or 30 minutes workout. I think 30 minutes or more, not sure, pero it's fun. If you are still thinking if it's okay for you to do workout while you are pregnant, I'm on my 28th weeks, but the thing is, I was doing workout before I get pregnant. I mean, I'm going to gym, I'm lifting like this, so I think that it is okay for me. But the thing is, the stamina when you're pregnant, it is not the same as before. Like, my husband is telling me that I am thinking that I am not pregnant. That's why I keep on moving and I walk fast. Like, I'm doing the things that I'm not pregnant at all. So, ayun, if you are unsure if you can do that, better consult your OB-GYN, if it's okay for you to do that. And also make sure that you are connecting to your body. Connecting to your body means that you have to make sure that you are not forcing yourself. If it's okay to do some cardio exercise while pregnant, but to the extent na hindi kayo yung sobrang mapapagod or mahihingal, kasi you are giving life to another person inside you. So you have to make sure that okay kayo. If you feel tired, you feel fatigue, make sure that you rest. Okay, if you think that you are not breathing, you're having difficulty in breathing, rest if you must. You have to talk to your body. What else? I will link this link na research ko on Google kasi it is very important. It has the blood sugar levels for women during pregnancy. So when you are checking your blood sugar in the glucometer, you can check this thing. It says here that before meal, 95 mg DL or less. An hour after meal, it should be 140 mg DL or less. 2 hours after meal, it should be 120 DL or less. So, like what I said, gestational diabetes does not just affect you as a mommy. So it can also affect the delivery when you are giving birth. It can also affect the baby in your womb, because you have the higher tendency to have a stillbirth. Pwedeng mamatay yung baby nyo. Huwag naman po sana sa tiyan habang hindi pa siya na-deliver. Or pwede kayong cesarean, or yung baby nyo pwede din magkaroon ng diabetes pag lumabas. So, ikaw din, sometimes in your life, you can have, you are more prone for type 2 diabetes if you cannot manage your gestational diabetes. So it is really very, very necessary for you to manage and make sure na maagapan nyo yung gestational diabetes nyo para hindi na lumala and it will not affect your baby. Diba? We don't want to affect our baby, whatever happen. We want them to be healthy when they are coming out. We want us to be healthy right after they come out kasi we want to give them a good life. What else? Well, ayun lang siguro. Just make sure that you always check. For me, what I can recommend is that you have to make sure that you buy the glucometer. Buy the cheapest one. Make sure that you ask the pharmacist what's the difference between this thing and this thing. Ano yung cheap na test strips for the glucometer. So if you can buy the cheap glucometer and then cheap din yung test strips niya, that's awesome, right? So glucometer is a must. Healthy diet, less rice, less sugar intake, more water, more fun, and what else? Be more active, guys. Mummies, we have to be more active. I am guilty of that because although I am active before my pregnancy, when I am pregnant, when I get to know that I'm pregnant, I said, okay, I will relax. Although I do some activities, like extreme activities when I was on vacation, there are lots of times that I really just wanted to sleep. Like sleep, and then I will eat. I don't want to do anything. It will come to you guys, and it is normal. So we have to make sure that we fight against that one so we can prevent the gestational diabetes, okay? Also guys, I will link it down in the description box about the unboxing. Kung ano yung glucometer na nabili ko yesterday. So it is very cheap. Yung strips din niya. Yung strips mas mahal pa siya sa device, but it has 50 strips. So I can see when I check yung ibang strips kasi mas mahal pa siya. So I think that this is the most affordable one. You can buy that in Astor Pharmacy here in UAE. And I will put it on the description box, guys, for the video link, okay? So that's all. I hope that I help you. If you like this video, just click like, comment for the things that you might recommend me to do, like some tips and suggestions, I will do appreciate that one. And also subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye.